What's going on, Pokemon League Championship fans? It is your CEO, Mura, as always. I have with me my usual cohort, Zach.
Yo,
It's good to have you back, man. So we have the semifinals week this week. We have Stephen B, the newcomer, versus the three-time champ, which we'll run right through because we don't have any replays and there's just a few things to go over. And then we actually have a few replays for myself versus Jordan H. So those are all pretty good matches. You're going to see those today. We'll get into that a little bit later. We're just going to kick things off. Honestly, we don't have a lot of content today. And we'll talk about the at the end of the stream we'll talk about the finals and what's coming up and what's to be expected. So over here on Stephen B's team, I mean, we got Choice Scarf, Choice Specs, Gengar, Choice Scarf, Alcremie, okay. It works. Lumberry, I think that's a Lumberry, right?
yeah,
On the Drampa, I guess, trying to prevent sleep or whatever status condition could happen. Then he has the weakness policy on the Kyurem, which most of the time can eat a hit and trigger that and just get off like a free powerhouse blizzard or some such move. I'm going to go with obviously you see the Focus Sash on the Ribombee. Make sure it can get either an attack or a speed swap, maybe both off. And then finally the Assault Vest on his more likely than not no guard Machamp. Over on Arisa's side, his usual suspects. He's got his Riolu and his Bronzong with Prankster and Trick Room setup support. Screen cleaners and stuff from the Galar Mr. Mime. We already know what his Suncor does over there, and he added Sand just for good measure. Let's go ahead and switch over to the victory screen of this particular match. Boom. So in a huge upset surprise, Stephen B actually takes it by 2. I mean, that's crazy, right, Zach?
yeah, no, definitely wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, I mean, we've said it in the last couple weeks. Arguably one of the least cohesive teams, and probably one of the worst teams overall. But it has a few really nice Pokemon on it. Stephen B's team actually ends up beating Arisa's team. Arisa's team is a little bit lackluster, but he has so many powerhouses and so much like cohesion with his core that it really. Even though his team is a little lackluster, it still usually makes for a pretty challenging fight. So Stephen B takes the first one by 2, and that's a pretty big surprise. Which brings us to the next match. Zach, you want to take these explanations?
Yeah, sure. So we got the Guts Flame Orb Machamp right over here. Obviously, he's gonna go with that. We got Life Orb on Octillery, probably Moody, of course. Weakness Policy Kyurem, Scarf, Alcremie makes a return. We got Assault Vest on the Turtonator, and Specs Gengar. So definitely a little bit like a little bit of the last team. He's got free Mons that he just brought over from the last team, and then he changes it up a little bit.
Yeah, he did switch up Machamps though. You'll notice that one's the Guts version.
Yeah. Which is probably a great choice because Guts Machamp is going to take huge hits out of Darmanitan and Heliolisk over here. Yeah, this is definitely it can go Trick Room, but it can also just do Pranks or Tailwind at the same time. So
it's kind of a hybrid team.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Reese over there, he definitely started with He actually led the first 2 that you see there, I'm pretty sure, if I remember the picture correctly. And he did set up Tailwind on turn 1. He then worry seeded the Octillery to take its Moody away, but it had already gotten a defense boost, so it was staying around there. And that was pretty clutch for Stephen B. And that brings us to the results of the match here. And in a clean 2-0, Stephen B actually takes out Aris. Now, there's a little bit of... What?
You mean 1-0?
Oh yeah, I'm
1-0.
sorry, 1-0. There's a little bit of a story behind how he won. So there was a lot of RNG in both matches, just like how Stephen B fared against Jay. There was a lot of RNG on Stephen B's side versus Jay. A lot of just random stuff happening. I mean, curse body triggering left and right. Curse body triggers in this match. Stephen B had already texted. He was like, "I lost. I'm pretty sure. Like he already got me." And then curse body turns off eruption. So Reese can't use arguably Torkoal's best move, and because of that, he's locked into some other moves that he can use. And then apparently, according to Reese, as he said to myself and Stephen B later, he had a misclick on the end there, which may or may not have resulted in his loss in that round. But Stephen B actually takes the whole set there in a 2-0. Super clean, super quick. Congrats, Stephen B. This is the first time in an official season, not the first time ever, but the first time in an official season that anybody's actually defeated a Reese in a playoff style bracket, and by 2 no less, 2 in a row. So that's pretty good, man, Stephen B. You should be feeling pretty proud of yourself. Again, arguably with one of the least cohesive teams. So definitely a really strong showing by Stephen B. That brings us to myself and Jordan. So I was just going with we're going to run through these the same way we were running through the other ones. I got the Rodham Wash, which is an answer for like so much of Jordan's team. Electric and water hit him so hard, and it's bulky. I have the Arcanine in there with Choice Band, so I can intimidate and then hit hard when I'm out there. This is Magic Guard, Life Orb, Clefable. I was just feeling fancy with it. And then basically the same Ninetales I've been bringing. I like this Ninetales a lot. It's got a lot of utility. It can do a lot of different things. I wanted a couple moves like on the Rodham, the Clefable, and the Ninetales have some spread moves because like Discharge on the Rodham, which I was feeding into the Raichu there. Because I wanted things that I could break Disguise and not have to worry about targeting Mimikyu just to break a Disguise, you know what I mean? And that was my thought going in. Over on Jordan's side, you see he's not exactly leaning into the rain, but that doesn't even matter. Barraskewda is one of the fastest Pokemon alive. It's an amazingly fast Pokemon. It hits really hard. It's just a bit of a glass cannon there. He is following that up with his Mudsdale and Lapras. Both of those are two of his favorite Gigantamax Pokemon. In fact, maybe even outside of the Pikachu, which I think he did once. Those are pretty much the only two Gigantamax Pokemon he's ever really used. Pretty much. For the most part. His Mimikyu, which he only brought once versus Zach last week, and it fared pretty well. And then the Gudra and his Maractus to support his Mudsdale and be able to water absorb some things. So also the, what is it, Storm Drain on the Maractus?
Storm Drain, yeah.
And then the, hang on. Sorry. And then the water absorb on the Lapras is there also to just be able to switch in and eat a water move. It's pretty clutch there. It's also kind of like a free switch strategy. So let's go ahead and kick that right off. You ready?
Yeah.
Alright, 1, 2, 3, go! So I start with the whoa. Zero sound.
Oh, that's me. I'm sorry.
Boom.
Yeah.
My bad. That was also me. Hopefully he doesn't say anything about that. Sorry, Oliver Tree. Yeah, so we're leading in. I'm on 20 seconds now.
What have I told you about putting your shitty music on these videos?
Yeah, honestly, I probably shouldn't have listened to the music either. It was a little distracting. So Jordan and I going in. Rodham and Raichu versus his team is just like a winning combination. Like even with what he's able to do, the two of them can just like Rodham can feed Raichu with discharges and hit both Pokemon, and then he can also use Hydro Pump if he wants, and then Raichu can just run amok while he's out there. He decided to lead Barraskewda and Mudsdale, which is a perfect lead for me. I end up going with the fake out, honestly, on the wrong Pokemon, but I did think he was going to Dynamax. So I just figure I'll feed into my mouse here. So he protects with it, which is smart. I mean, he's got, obviously, he doesn't want to just get a free hit on his weakest Pokemon and then get hit with like an electric type move. But even though the Mudsdale is, I'm fine with this because the Mudsdale, even though he's immune to it, I'm getting lightning power out of here. So the Shucca Berry goes off, and I survived the first hit.
And that's the first time you didn't bring Air Balloon.
It's one of the first times. I've brought Shucca Berry, Air Balloon, and Mago Berry on, and Assault Vest once on the Raichu. So now I'm like, sweet, he's not Dynamaxing it, but I don't want to get fucked over here. So I'm going to try to, I think I was Grass Knotting it with a special attack boost. So this is pretty much going to cost me around Raichu if I'm not mistaken. We got Muse to give away in chat.
Dope.
You know, if you're trying.
We're always get to plan out giveaways.
Yeah, I mean, we'll do that next year when we have more time. There wasn't a lot. There wasn't a lot of stuff, you know, like. Well, yeah, cause the Dexit and stuff.
Yeah.
You might as well let them in. So it was a little rough there. But Goodra comes out. I'm like, okay. I'm not like super afraid of Goodra, but I'm not like thrilled about it either.
Man, but if you Hydro Pump, that would have been the end of Mudsdale, for sure.
Yeah, it definitely would have been the end of Mudsdale, and I could have definitely like.
And then Raichu would have been alive.
Yeah, Raichu would have been alive, so that would have been a good one. I do get the paralysis on the Goodra though, so that's big. And then he body presses for death.
That's a tough look right now.
I'm still super confident. He doesn't really have a lot against my Outcast here. Figure I'll lose a stage of attack for those guys and get some offensive damage in before we see his big boys.
This is a weird move you made here. Not like bad, it's just weird.
Yeah, a little weird. And that's where what I'm kind of realizing in this moment is like, fuck. I didn't really need to do that. Like, I could have just brought out this fucking guy, put a lot of pressure on him, and then I just switch him in. You see that? I'm like, wait, that's stupid. That's stupid. Don't do that.
Yeah.
But I do it anyway.
Oh no, the miss.
Yeah,
No.
the Hydro Pump. So you're a little ahead of me. So the Hydro Pump misses, and the Sludge Bomb goes ahead and hits me immediately, which sucks for me.
Yeah. Ooh, that was a bad switch.
Yeah. But now I'm like, I'll just Dazzling Gleam and try to Hydro Pump again.
Man. I see you go back and forth with the Dazzling Gleam and Ice Beam.
Yeah, part of me feels like I should just do an Ice Beam, but...
And now he's like, alright, now you're doing the Hydro Pump. Okay, come on, Lappers.
Yeah, I should have done the Ice Beam for sure.
Did a decent bit of damage to Dazzling.
Yeah, again, you're a little bit ahead of me.
I don't know.
Goodra Sludge Bombs for the kill. And I'm just like, oh no. What's that, 2 down? And
I feel like if you instead of Arcanine, if you brought in Ninetales, you would have been in a way better position.
oh yeah, absolutely.
Because you have Blizzard on
Even
there.
if I had just brought in the Clefable and done the Ice Beam on Mudsdale and then like a Ice Beam on the Goodra, there was no reason not to. Or just Dazzling Gleam and done the Hydro Pump. You know what I mean? It still would have been a better move. So I know he's probably going to set up, and this is where I fucked up. I use Leech Seed instead of an attack, and I'm like, I should have just double attacked him. Like, there's no reason for me not to double attack.
Yeah.
And instead, he goes for Dynamax, which I was like, alright, he's setting that up. Predictable.
You love that Leech Seed, man.
Yeah,
I don't know, but.
So I get the discharge off, triggering, I'm pretty sure, weakness policy.
And the paralysis.
And the paralysis, yeah. And the crit.
If you D-max, you would have been in such a good position.
So the Sludge Bomb goes off, triggering my weakness policy, and this is when I was like, fuck, man. If I had just attacked, like, would have been way better. Especially because he goes faster.
Why do you like Leaf Seed so much?
I just do, man. That's my shit. I would have OHKO'd him right there with the apple.
You would have had that shit.
But instead, he gets his Veil up and my Appleton dies. But he does set up seeds, so he's cool.
Well, the only reason you outsped him in the first place is because of paralysis.
Exactly. I couldn't have baked on that. I could have probably protected, though.
Could have D-max too.
Could have D-max too, yeah. So now I'm like, just go for it, man.
As well.
I just really want to kill the Goodra before it becomes a problem. And then I just go for the Volt Switch on this one so I don't hit my own Arcanine. And this is what kind of sucks.
Oh my.
So he lives by like a little bit. And he busts off Sludge Bomb and gets the poison.
Nice.
I'm Volt Switching. I'm just going to go ahead and switch back into, I think Ninetales is what I ended up going into. It's my only real option, honestly. So I just bring her out. Snow Warning. I'm definitely going to get the kill on the Goodra because of the hail now, and I'm cool with that. But the Sludge Bomb goes off and gets a poison on my Arcanine.
Oh, you got lucky the paralysis too. Nice.
Yeah, the paralysis goes off, so I was like, sweet. And I get the Leech Seed, a little free heal. Just does with the poison, a little bit more than the poison. So I'm actually gaining HP from the Leech Seed.
Are you though with like hail and poison?
Yeah. Because, again, I'm Leech Seeding a Dynamax Pokemon, too.
Oh, your choice. You dumb hell. Good hand. There's not even a good move to make here.
Yeah, there is.
Huh?
This is this one.
Is it now? Oh shit.
So the liquidation goes off. Doesn't do a big amount of damage on my outcast. I get the freeze dry to kill the Barracuda. And then I think he max electrics me.
Huh. I wonder why I did that. I figured he was gonna go for the max range so that he could
Change the weather.
Yeah, for his Barracuda. But, yeah.
Maybe he knew it would die. And then I get the heal
Probably.
off of the Leech Seed. See, Leech Seed did its job, man.
No, it didn't. Stop lying. And then there's this bitch.
So Mimikyu's out. I know I can just break its fucking disguise with a discharge.
So you're not trying to Dimax at all?
Not yet. I need to break that disguise.
Shit. I want to D-Max immediately. Fuck yeah.
Nah, that's not my style, bro.
Oh.
He does Shadow Sneak to try to kill my fucking Pokemon. A discharge off to hit the Lapras and break the disguise.
Wow.
Yeah, and
and
then
you got but he's got the berry. He's like, fuck no.
yeah, so he heals for the berry. Guess he was expecting burns.
Remember when Disguise was busted and you could have Focus Sash and Disguise live?
That's wild, yeah.
That shit was...
Alright, so now he got hit. He sends out the Mudsdale. I'm feeling pretty good about this.
Yeah, I would too.
So now I'm gonna Dynamax.
I think you are. I hope you are. Might as well Blizzard at this point. Oh.
Nah,
Sorry that.
he's still got a Pokemon left. Maractus. And he's gonna Shadow Sneak her anyway.
Fair enough.
I can't rely on the, you know.
Fair enough. I'm not mad at it. Yeah, I know, man. He had the nerve to say you had the RNG luck. He's got like free paralysis already.
Yeah, Discharge has a pretty good chance of paralyzing.
I know, it's just funny to say it.
I'm like, sweet, he's dead.
Oh no. Oh, I thought he lived through that for some reason.
And then
I'm
he
like,
does kind of live through it.
What? He did live through it? Damn.
Yeah.
That sucks ass.
A Woodhammer goes off. Crits.
Brutal.
He takes some damage. And then he goes for a Heavy Slam.
And you get the Leaf Seed off, right? No.
No, Leech Seed's down now. So the poison's off. And
That's
his team Aurora, that's the Auroraville is the only reason he survived. So now I'm going to kill Mimikyu.
If you just stuck around in Blizzard, you would have been in a great position.
I'm going to go ahead and just murder that Pokemon. In case he tries to Shadow Sneak. Because he could Shadow Sneak for dead.
Can he?
On my Arcanine.
Oh, yeah.
So Extreme Speed goes off, killing the Mudsdale, doing what my Rotom couldn't do. He Shadow Sneaks, killing my Marceline. Oh, the poison's gonna do it anyway.
Yeah.
and I go ahead and kill the Mimikyu.
It's a good fight, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a really good fight. And here's where I throw it all away. So now he's got Maractus left. I'm like, sweet. Blizzard.
What? How?
So, bust out the snow warning. And what I should have done here is done Max Lightning. And then I'm like, nah, let's just give it away.
What?
And then I go for the Blizzard. Now, mind you, Rotom is faster than Maractus. There is electric terrain up, and it's Max Lightning.
Well, you wouldn't have got it off anyway because you levitate.
Right. So, it still would have done the max damage. Yeah, and the Blizzard goes off. He triggers his berry. And then he gets the Giga Drain off. So, had I done what I was planning on doing and Max Lightninged, wouldn't have mattered. But now I trigger my own berry, and I am out of max turns, so we'll see. Will the discharge be enough? The answer is no.
This is why you always bring Thunderbolt.
That's why you double target.
Damn.
Yeah, so I take the L on the first one.
You know, it's funny because me and Jordan were kind of talking about this match, and I was like, did you ever? So all that shit you talked about Maractus, and Maractus is on a championship potential team.
Yeah, man.
He was like, yeah, man, I got to retire. I got to retire now.
Yeah. So
I thought that smack about Maractus.
So yeah, it's almost like, you know, I should have done the thing I was thinking about the first time, but that's okay. We take those. So bringing in this team in between rounds, I wanted to switch out my Lucario. I wanted to bring back. I really liked how Arcanine had done, and I wanted to bring him back, but I chose not to. At the last second, I brought Lucario. This team's very similar to Jordan's previous team, although I really kind of need to keep Raichu alive to do certain things, like against Morpeko and stuff, to stop its Aura Wheel, etc. And that's kind of something that I'm keeping in the back of my mind. You ready?
Give me 1 second. Yeah, let's go.
Alright, 1, 2, 3, go. Yeah, so he's got a lot of the same players. He does have Maractus there now.
He didn't really change up his team too much yet.
No, not really. So this is G-Max Corviknight in case I want to wipe that Aura Veil out.
Ew. Ew. I mean, that's actually okay. Like, that's actually not the worst idea you could have brought.
Yeah. I meant to lead Ninetales in Raichu, but some reason I led Raichu and Clefable. I was confused, but I was
that's
like,
kind of what happened. You're just like, fuck it. Like,
I was like, I'll lean into it, I guess.
That's kind of what happened with me and
Always attack. Fuck you, Ian. Sorry. So I have knockoff on this Raichu specifically because people don't expect it. So I'm gonna hit the Mimikyu, breaking its disguise and knocking off whatever item it has. Super happy about that. Choice band, I was like, sweet. Play rough hits Marvin the Martian pretty hard. We got heavy slam. Unfortunately, should have done the attack, right?
Double targeting anyway.
I don't think he was double targeting. I think he was gonna hit Mouse with play rough.
That would have been funny. It would have been funny if he was.
Because Ninetales, I mean, what's his face? Marvin would have probably survived that. That heavy slam. Man, I'm like double target city, baby. You can give me a bubbly
orange boy?
Mm-hmm.
Can I get one of those?
This is
yeah, whatever. Right?
no, I need this. I need this. Blizzard.
Okay.
Is he going for the max steel spike here?
I don't know. Rockfall to change the weather.
Smart.
I thought about doing Aurora Veil here, and I was like, eh.
He would have did it. He would have something in the back burner or psychic fangs anyway.
So sand goes up, and I'm like instantly like, fuck. That means that this Ninetales is instantly dead.
That's what he had versus me. All my matches. Psychic fang. I think he went for the right move personally. Don't under. Yeah.
Thank you.
I was about to say I don't that's what Lucario would do, though, but hey. That would have been kind of funny. Are you going, B-Max? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you are going. Cool. Alright. Smart.
Get it out of the way early, right?
Yeah, and it's like you already got rid of his assault vest, so it's like this is gonna hit for the max damage. I think smart.
Broadum is a dope Pokemon.
Yep.
Does a significant amount of damage.
Oh, but the Woodhammer again.
But he's got Life Orb, which I'm like, sweet, but oh, I am going to change the weather. If I had kept the weather the same, the sand would have killed him.
I mean, we can't really predict those.
He must have felt good about that, though.
Yeah.
Man, Raichu's going to take the L here. So things are looking bleak.
Not really. I mean, you can bring out Lucario now and just kind of like super scare him out of everything. You're actually in a great position, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, I lost 3 Pokemon and he's got 6, is what I meant by that.
Okay.
So I am going to bring in the Lucario to go ahead and Bullet Punch for death. And I'll just get the Max Geyser off again for the kill.
Yeah.
Since he's
Here
Assault
comes-
Vest, he doesn't have anything with Max Guard on it.
Oh, you're right. I was about to say, pro move, Jordan having the max protect.
He could have literally just... It was his last turn of Dynamax anyway. He could have literally just switched out for Lapras. But then Lapras wouldn't have been in a great position either.
Not really, yeah. It's better. Muzzel did its job for the most part. Like what am I? Fucking-
Yeah. So both of his Pokemon are going to die this turn.
That would have been so Jordan to have protect on an Assault Vest Mon though.
Right.
And then have the max guard, and you would have been like, what the fuck?
Max Geyser goes off for the second time.
That would have been funny as shit.
Kersploosh!
And then all the times that we were like, all the times we were making fun of Jordan for having protect on a choice band Mon, and he's just like, yeah, you know, in case they knock me off.
It works sometimes. Alright, Barraskewda's in play now. Now, I know Barraskewda's faster than me. All I need to do is protect. But I'm not doing that. I don't protect. And because of that, I'm going to lose the Lucario.
I hate to see it.
I know he's faster than me. Like, I know. I'm not even thinking about it. So if I had protected here, I would have got the max lightning off on the Barraskewda, killing it instantly. And then he would have got Aura Wheel off on me, which would not have killed, but it would have triggered my berry because I would have set... Oh no, it wouldn't have even triggered my berry because I just... Now I'm setting Electric Terrain. So... I could have then just close combated the Morpeko, even though I was a little bit slower than it at the time and fucking gotten the kill. But I didn't.
Yeah, that sucks.
Happens.
Can't underestimate that Barraskewda, man.
So, like, this is still winnable, but can I pull it off? What I'm going to do here, since I'm immune to, or I'm not immune to, but dark damage isn't going to hit me that hard, I'm just going to Brave Bird into the Gudra. And then I'm going to Hydro Pump under Rain the Morpeko.
Yep. Good calls.
Now, you'll notice the win con in about one turn. Gudra actually is faster than my Outcast. I trigger my berry after surviving by 2 HP. The Hydro Pump goes off. He's sashed. So I could have bullet punched him for death, you know, the next turn if I had Lucario out, but whatever. Brave Bird goes off, and then Mirror Armor triggers on the Gooey. So it lowers Gudra's speed. Now, here's the win con. I trigger my own Citrus Berry. Good for me. The win con is hitting Protect with my fucking bird. And just hit Protect, man. Go ahead. Hit Protect. Hit Protect. Just hit Protect. And I don't hit Protect, And then I could have just discharged right here, killing the Morpeko, doing a little bit more damage to the Gudra, and that was it. And now look what I'm forcing myself to do. I'm forcing myself to have to target this thing, which is stupid. And it's electric type, so the aura wheel is boosted by the terrain and does the damage, and it crits.
God.
So all I had to do was hit protect and discharge.
Yeah.
And then I would have definitely won.
Well, I don't know about one.
No, because what you'll see in the next turn. So he sludge bombs me. I'm back to 2 HP. Or 3 this time. And Lapras comes out.
Yeah.
So now I have kill. I would have had kill range on the Gudra over there with Brave Bird. And then this discharge actually does more than half damage to Lapras. So even if he had anything to kill, which neither of these Pokemon can really do a lot of damage to my bird, even if he had the ability to kill it, I would have been able to kill the Gudra with a Brave Bird. And unfortunately, I didn't do that, and I lose. So that means Jordan, by 2-0 on the last match, is going to go ahead and move on to finals. And that's, yeah, I mean, you know, you love to see it. You love to see Jordan finally make it to a finals. Why would we not like to see that? And he's up against a newbie. Like, this is a historic finals here. We got Jordan with his first time in finals, a newbie coming in, making it all the way. And that's awesome, man. So, you know, good for those guys. We appreciate everybody who played. The last 2 contestants are Jordan and Stephen B. So let's go to spreadsheet and interact. Let's go to the standings. Boop-a-doo. So Stephen B moves on to playoff finals, and Jordan moves on to finals over here. Boom, 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 boom. They're going to finals. That brings us to the end of the semifinal week. I got knocked out. Oh well. Maybe next year. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. As always, I have my co-host with me, Zach.
Yo.
It's always good to have you, man. Jordan, congratulations on making it to finals. Stephen B, congratulations to making it to finals. One of you will be receiving a trophy this year, so congratulations. I'm not going to say who I prefer to win on air, so we're not even going to talk about that. We'll talk to you guys later. Have a good night.